Let me ask you a question real quick. Can you raise your credit score in 30 days? The short answer is yes, you can raise your credit score in less than 30 days. One of my customers recently went from a 480 credit score to a 730 in less than a month. And no, they didn't have to pay any of their debt down. And no, we didn't do anything shady behind the scenes. We just have the right methods. Now here's how you do it. My name is Malik and I help people remove negative items off their credit report using consumer law. I can promise that if you follow this video step by step, you can clean your credit too. Now I feel like I've been talking too much, so let's get right into the knowledge. Step 1, go to myannualcreditreport.com. You're going to pull Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion all in the same day. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to download the PDFs for these credit files. You want to open all of them up side by side, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and you're going to be checking for negative items on each credit file. Every single thing that you see that does not match and is not reflected on all 3 credit bureaus, meaning if Equifax has a late payment, but Experian and TransUnion doesn't, dispute it. If your address is incorrect on Experian, but it's correct on TransUnion and Equifax, dispute it. There's a variety of negative items that can pop up on your credit report, and not just negative items. There's a variety of negative items that could be on your credit report, but it's not always just negative items that weigh your score down. The other items that can hurt you in the long run that you need to remove are duplicate accounts, old names, old addresses, old phone numbers, and there's plenty of other items that you might want to remove off your credit. But I can promise you that anything that is reflected on one credit bureau should be reporting on all 3, and if it's not, you can dispute it and get it removed. Step 2, clean your personal information. You want to make sure that you keep your personal name and your correct address before you start disputing. Before you start going crazy on your credit file and just removing everything, there's a few things that you do want to keep. The personal information that you do want to keep on your credit report is going to be your personal name and your most recent updated address. Now, all the older stuff, you can remove that. Once again, the old names, old employers, old phone numbers, old addresses, remove all of that stuff off your credit immediately. And when you go to dispute, make sure when you send in the letter to dispute, you use a copy of your photo ID and your social security card, because sending by mail is going to give you a paper trail that you can use. That way, if you need to leverage it, just in case you go to court, because sending your letters by mail is going to give you leverage to get the negative items removed off your credit report, because you're going to have proof every single time that you try to dispute the stuff off your credit. This is one of the most crucial steps when it comes to removing negative items off your credit report, because if they can't verify where the stuff came from, then they have to remove it. Step 3, targeted disputes. After you've cleaned your personal information up, now it's time for you to go ahead and start the dispute process. We're going to go after the negative items using consumer law. Consumer law is the most powerful method to get negative items removed off your credit report, alongside factual disputing and Metro 2 compliance. Now, the way that we're going to use consumer law to get the negative items removed is, according to the FCRA laws, if the negative items that are on your credit report are not 100% accurate, they have to get removed. Now, here's an example of how you can use some consumer law to remove a negative item off your credit report. The law 15 U.S.C. 1666b states that the credit bureaus are not allowed to put a late payment on your credit report unless they notify you in writing before they place the late payment on your credit report. So what you're going to do is you're going to make a dispute letter, and you're going to include your ID and your social security card, and then you're going to use the law 15 U.S.C. 1666b in a dispute letter. You're going to cite the account that has the late payment on it, and you're going to send it off to each credit bureau that has the late payment reflecting. Now, sometimes when you send these dispute letters out, it doesn't always work, but that's fine, because what you can do is you can send it up to 3 or 4 times, and I can guarantee that you're going to see some type of results. And if you don't see results, what you can do is you can just switch up your method. Let me give you guys a little tip real quick. Once you've cleaned up your credit bureaus, you can access business funding. Now, you probably knew that, but what you probably don't know is which credit bureau these places pull from. So I'm about to give you guys one little play real quick. Let's say that you have a late payment reflecting on your Experian credit report, but you send in that 15 U.S.C. 1666b letter. What's going to happen is they're going to remove the late payment, and now because you removed that late payment off your credit report, which was stopping you from getting business funding and other stuff in your name, you can go and get approved for Amex, because Amex pulls from Experian. Just want to let you guys know that. Now we're on to step number 4. Credit card utilization. The balance that's reported on your credit cards is affecting your credit score. So this is how you have to move to make sure that you don't get affected by your credit cards. If you do want to use your credit cards, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you keep your credit card utilization very, very low. Now, when I say low, I'm saying if you have a $10,000 limit, every 10% is going to be $1,000 on that credit card. So what you want to do is, if you plan on spending a lot of money on it, you don't want to leave a balance on that credit card. If you plan on spending, spend the money on it, but make sure that you pay back, because what's going to happen is when the statement date comes around, they're going to report that balance to the credit bureaus and it's going to drop your credit score. So the best method that you can practice is paying your credit card off 3 to 5 days before the statement date. So that way the balance is either on zero because you paid it off, or it's lower than what it originally was. So your credit score is not going to drop as low as it could. Something else that I've seen people do, which is like a secret method, is they have balance transfer cards. So what they'll do is they'll just transfer debt over to a bunch of different credit cards. But I'm going off topic, so I'm not going to give you that type of sauce. Bottom line, what you want to do is you just want to keep your credit card utilization as low as possible. Everybody says to keep your credit card utilization under 30%, but I recommend to keep it between 1 and 5%. And that's how you're going to be able to manage the highest credit score possible because of your credit utilization. Because something else that you did not know is that your credit card utilization is something that impacts your credit score heavily because it's its own category on your credit file. Step number 5. The last step. You've already cleaned your credit report up, you've disputed all the inaccuracies on your credit report, and you lowered your credit card utilization. So you're probably wondering, how long does it take before you'll see anything get removed off your credit? Or how long will it take before the credit card utilization is reflected on your credit report? Well, the good news is you can see results in as little as 30 days and sometimes sooner. So what you want to do is you want to see what your credit scores look like right now, and then you want to wait 15 to 30 days after you disputed everything, and you want to start checking your credit files slowly. Now, you don't need to be on the app every single day, Credit Karma or Experian, just checking it rapidly, but you can check it every single day if that makes you feel better. Now, when it comes to disputes, I like to give it at least 30 to 45 days to see anything, but I'm just letting you guys know that you can see results sooner. So if you don't see results within 45 days, I will be sending out another round to the credit bureaus to get the negative items removed off your credit report. So that way I can start the dispute cycle all over again. Now, for the people who made it this far in the video, I just want to say congrats if you made it this far in the video. Now, before you guys decide to leave me, here's a live testimonial from one of my clients.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Armando. Just to recommend my homie Malik. Man, I didn't believe in credit repair until this guy told me, hey, I can fix your credit. And I went for it. Does a very good job. Taught you through it. I'm usually not the ones that like to believe over the internet, but this guy proved me wrong. He's 100% legit. Gives you results right away, which I like. Recommend Malik.
Best part about it is the results that my client got is from me using the exact same methods that I just taught you guys. You clean the personal information up, you file a dispute on all the negatives, you lower your credit card utilization, and there's no way that your credit score will not go up. It's impossible. If you're struggling to get business funding, a car, a house, or anything else, click the link down in my description and get signed up today. You'll get your own client portal, live updates, and the same process that I just walked you through, done for you. If you want to see more of my results and testimonials, check out my Instagram at code.leak and my TikTok at leakfixcredit. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.